least talk about what is happening. At least say the truth. Give a press conference and talk about it. Say it. Say it. Say that they are killing people. Say it. Okay? Say that they are doing it because they are.
Painful for me because I have family back there that are my cousins that are young, that are 16 and older. They're hiding right now in Cuba because they don't want to be taken. My aunts are crying and praying.
Help us out. You know, people are dying in Cuba, and the history between Cuba and the United States, it's from years ago. Multiple times Cubans helped this country, so it's time to return the favor.
All right, thousands of Cuban protesters are rallying outside the White House and the Cuban embassy yesterday, demanding the administration take a stronger stance in their fight for freedom. But according to an op-ed in the Washington Post, quote, Republicans give Biden zero credit for his hard line on Cuba. They don't even admit it exists. Indeed, it's hard to imagine that Trump would be doing anything more to aid Cuban protesters than Biden is doing. There really isn't much we can do. Rubio, Cruz, and the rest must know that, but they don't care. Mere facts will not impede their effort to paint Biden as pro-Marxist. Our next guests are also gathering on Capitol Hill today for the CPAC Cuba Libre rally. GOP Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis is the daughter of Cuban immigrants, along with Florida GOP Senator Rick Scott and American Conservative Union Chair Matt Schlapp. Matt, this is incredible to me because I was speaking with many Cubans. I've been doing that throughout the week, and they all say they do wish Trump was in charge, and they do think that Trump would have already had internet and cell phone access going over the island and helping the protesters in that regard, in the very least.
Yeah, this is completely wrong. And by the way, Rachel, thank you for your coverage of this effort to bring freedom to the people of Cuba. The people of Cuba will one day be free. We just got to make sure we retain that freedom in America. And the fact is, the Obama-Biden policies, which are now the Biden policies, are complete appeasement with the regime in Cuba. Remember, Barack Obama thought it was good to have a beer and watch a baseball game.
That's right.
With Castro and not take the hard line. We have to deprive this regime of the financial resources. We have to give these democracy supporters access to the internet, which is very cheap and we can do very affordably. And we need to project strength from America. It's America's birthright to stand for people who want freedom.
Congresswoman, Matt makes a good point. You know, we know that the former Obama members of his administration are running Cuba's policy right now for the Biden administration. Many of the protesters I talked to think that they're just waiting this out. They're just waiting for the protests to get squelched, for the Cuban government to end this, and for the Cuban influence and the Marxist influence to continue in the Western Hemisphere.
That's absolutely correct. This is President Biden's Berlin moment, okay?
Right.
Compare what Ronald Reagan did in 1987 to what's going on here. Very stark comparisons. It is so critical that the leader of the free world speak out and take a strong stance, rally democracies around the world to get this illegitimate regime out of Cuba and bring freedom. Remember, Cuba is aligning, and this is why it's important for America. Cuba is aligning itself with Iran, with North Korea, with China, with Russia. Right. They are spreading the socialist and communist propaganda to Venezuela, to Bolivia, to Nicaragua. Here in the United States of America, we see a socialist movement. And as a matter of fact, during the protests last year, we saw the hammer and sickle, the communist symbol, painted on buildings in New York City. So it's spreading inside the United States as well, which is why if we end it in Cuba, we will end it in the Western Hemisphere and prevent it from spreading further.
Yeah, Congressman, there's no reason to believe that this isn't just deliberate appeasement of the Marxists, of the communists. Senator Scott, one of the things people really love about you is that while you were a senator and a governor, that you really are a business person, first and foremost. So why can't even Florida get it done? Why can't the private sector? What can be done to bypass what the Biden administration is refusing to do to help the people in Cuba?
Sure. What the Biden administration needs to do is, number one, shut down the illegitimate embassy in D.C. Number two is we've got to get the internet back on. I've been talking to private companies about how to do it. What they do need is they need support from our Coast Guard to make sure that if they're attacked by the Cuban regime, they can defend themselves. So I've been reaching out to the Coast Guard to make sure that they're going to provide support if American business people show up and provide internet access. There's ways to do this. The right thing would be for the Biden administration to show up and do it on their own, but they're not. The other thing the Biden administration needs to do is talk about it. Talk about these peaceful protesters that are being shot, talk about beaten up, kids being taken and put in the military, dissidents that are being tortured. I met with Jose Daniel Ferrer's family yesterday. He's been imprisoned and tortured. They don't know anything about him right now. So Biden needs to show up.
Yeah, at this point, you can only draw the conclusions that the Congresswoman drew. He's not interested in helping, and nothing is happening. And at this rate, this crucial moment may pass without any help. So anyway, thanks for your voices. We'll be following what you're doing to free Cuba through that CPAC rally, which is so important. And thank you all for joining us. Cuba Libre.
Thank you.